Uh, uh, yeah. It's survival, survival. I think somebody lying, smell somebody lying. I don't see no fire.
Off-white Sunseeker at the marina. Fuck a phantom, I like to buy yachts when I get the fever. Wine cooler, spill on my white t-shirt, the sightseer. Trifecta money.
Rick, we're back. I hope you're excited. I know I am. I always am. Permanent state of excitement. Permanent hard. Permanent rock. The stone that you need. It's the mark. We're back with the Tales playthrough. We got Lloyd here, ready to power up the true hero, because Lloyd, he's just a guy. He's literally just a guy. You know. We are our own heroes. You need to learn to be your own hero. Still powering up a Lucina. Today we're doing we're seeing an old friend. We're seeing an old friend today. It's good old Hollow. We know where to find him, so I'll go grab him on the train. Apparently he's panicking, but Hollow, he likes to play jokes on people, so And then we're gonna fight the last power up boss, and I believe we will jump through the final boss of this little version section, like I said, with the wow, what was it? What was that even quest? The magistrate quest in the Altrades Abbey. We're gonna finish that up and uncover some truths. Uncover some unseen truths. I have a good topic today. Today we're gonna talk about the need to be seen. The need to breed. I feel like it's like the same thing, man, because you're breeding conscious thoughts about you. And everybody wants to be thought about. Everybody wants to be pondered about. That's where the attention comes from. But me, myself, I do not. I'm a little different. You want to know why? Because the mind is where the demons live. They do not live in real life, especially not in society. Because in society, we're all supposed to act all happy-go-lucky, aloof individuals. Everything's great. It doesn't matter how horrible your mental health is. It doesn't matter how much you can't afford to live. When you're out in society, man, if you crash out, you're the weird one for some reason. I'm like, because you're going to go home to the wife that beat you? You're going to go home to your abusive father? Like, what are we doing here? But anyways, I definitely don't like exposure. But it's a drug, and we're addicted to it. Not really the exposure, but the attention. I feel like, and this is just a thought. This might seem crazy to you. Right? And I'm not calling anybody out specifically. I don't think the people that have worked so hard to find a video on a over 10-plus-year game, 10-year-old game that is not even released in the country you're watching it from. Of course, we do have a lot of Japanese viewers, and I love you guys. I hope you're enjoying the wild whims of a impressed American. But I think a lot of people don't think like this. But my point is, if we were given a constant supply of attention, love, and a care from some attention stream. We never had to leave the house, do anything. We felt super supplied, super sufficient. I don't think anybody would ever talk to anyone. And that's why AI is so fucking powerful. Now, I'm not one of those people. I don't just live off of attention. I actually like making a positive impact on people, which is so frustrating in this world. It's so frustrating in this world because sometimes, let's be real, guys, people need that tough love. And then when you do that, and you're like, I'm doing this so that later on you'll realize, how to get to a better place. You become the bad guy. And I don't think anybody really wants to be the bad guy. At this point in my life, I've kind of embraced it. I'm like, you know what? If you want to see me as a villain, I am not going to convince you otherwise. I have a lot of neurotic thoughts. Very often. So my mind, where my demons live, often tells me I am the bad guy. I have to actively work against those thoughts. Well, I guess not even work against them, just, you know, acknowledge that they are there and move along with the river. But a lot of people have these demonic thoughts, you know, these demonic tendencies, and don't incorporate them. Don't incorporate them. They're like, let me shun that away. Let me move that back. Let me push that push that away to the four corners and say, I don't have it anymore. But you really do still have it. It's there. It's just building. It's building resentment in you. And then that resentment needs to come out some way. It needs to be validated. It needs to be expressed in a healthy manner. And that is how we become free. Because, guys, if you don't need to be seen, if you don't have this inherent, like, attention deficit all the time, where you have to walk in and people have to acknowledge you and say hi to you, bro, I would be so happy. And in fact, I am so happy when I go into work and nobody even notices me. You know, I used to love working in huge teams. You can slip under the radar very easily. Small teams, I even still love it when it's a small team and one person says hi to me. Because in reality, guys, and I don't mean to be a rude asshole about this, but in reality, when you quit your job, you will keep talking to maybe one coworker, and that's it. And that's it. And when I say you will keep talking to them, I mean you'll be in correspondence with them like every 3 or 4, 5, 6 months. And that's about it. This is for most people. I'd also venture as far to say most people do indeed keep the same job for quite a long time. I don't think... Yeah, I don't think I've held a job for more than 3 years. The same job. Of course, I've had a lot of jobs over my lifetime. I'm only like, not even 30 yet. But yeah, I haven't held the same job for 3 years. It's always been like 1 or 2. Maybe it's been 3 for... I don't know. But I often get tired of people, which is why I feel like, you know, maybe I need to fix this. Maybe I need to look a little bit deeper into myself before I actually try to get into a relationship. Because, I mean, I've definitely been bullied into, I want to say, like, 90% of my friendships into the true love that I've gotten from the world. Because I'm not going to lie to you guys, I give it. A lot of the girls I've even dated, I didn't even like how they looked at first. I didn't even like how they looked when we started dating. I'm like, maybe this will work. And then it eventually does, for a little bit, and then it doesn't. Because I put it on everyone. Everyone thinks I'm flirting all the time, but I literally like being nice, charming, and funny, and smiling to everyone. I feel like it puts a good label on the world. It just brings everybody up. But see, the thing is, anything can have a bad impact on someone. It really doesn't matter. Like, if this isn't your baseline, I'm not going to tell you to do it. Like, this is literally my baseline. If I don't try to do anything, I'm going to do this. If I try, if I think a lot, I'm going to go into the neurosis and get pondering, and then I won't want to talk at all. And then, you know, which is fine too, you know, because I really don't have things to add in general. You know, just funny platitudes. I think the reason why... Well, let's not say the main reason. But one of the reasons why I feel like I stopped making this YouTube channel, and one of the reasons why I feel like a lot of people stop making YouTube channels, is because I watch the videos back, and I'm like, I'm really not saying anything. And I love to positive impact, teach. Well, teaching's okay. I mostly like learning. So that's why I like to talk about a lot of specific subjects on here that I can improve on. Because, I mean, I do appreciate you guys watching this, but this is mostly for me to watch it back and learn, you know, like what works, what doesn't, you know, what vibes and what really feels weird. And I like looking back at my cringe, my past cringe. I think it's funny. I think that's a lot of the value of having a journal. Because I remember early this year, I had the greatest of times looking back through my old journal. From 2020, back when it all started. I feel like a lot of the world really changed 2020, 2019 for me. And that's not a bad thing. We are always evolving. We are always growing into the more authentic versions of ourselves. But you have to realize, man, the shit actually changed. I was really denying it for a second there. I'm like, it's not really that. It's still a world. Nah, man, 2025, 5 years later, I'm like, damn, bro, shit is really not the same. And you have to realize all your feelings about it, whether you feel if it is the same, whether you feel that it's not the same, whether you feel like, whatever. You have to validate yourself. Validate yourself, because that validation will move mountains. A lot of times people look for it in other people, but you can validate yourself. That's why the currency is so powerful. Also, I think it crashed again. Yeah, that shit definitely crashed again. That was great. That was great. I should really cut these up, like, better. Because now we're watching the cutscene twice. Whatever, man. You know what? Sometimes it's such a good cutscene. It's such a good cutscene that you need it more than once. Am I right, baby? Or am I right, baby? Okay? Okay. Jeez. Yeah, validate yourself, guys. Validate yourself. A lot of people think this silence thing, it's so funny, man, because silence is like it's like the sword with so it's like the retractable sword or something, like it can kill you, but it can't really heal you. You're only killing yourself. Because the one who stays silent doesn't surrender, they select. I'm just choosing what to react to. I'm just deciding what's worthy to my life for my own benefit. And I find a lot of people take offense to that. A lot of people don't know how to just, hey, I say this because I love myself and I love to say this. Not I say this to get approval. On that kind of wave. And you don't need to speak out on everything that hurts you. That's the main thing, guys. I really try to only talk when I have like something positive to say, because a lot of the negative stuff, when said in the wrong way, in the wrong manner, really isn't going to aid them. It's going to go in one ear, out the other, and then they're probably going to talk to someone else about it, and then they're going to get someone else on their side. It's going to reinforce the opposite behavior. Because when we hear stories like that, like, oh, this person said I was fucking an asshole because I did this, or this person crashed out on me, they're always going to take that person's side if they don't know you, if they don't know information about the situation. Most likely they're going to take the person telling the story side. And I just know myself, I'm not the kind to tell stories about people. I fucking hate gossip. I think it's such a feminine thing, and I am a super feminine guy, so that's a lot to say for me. But yeah, it's a thing where you're like, I just gotta stay silent. A lot of people think that makes them weak. That makes them seem dumb, like you have to talk, to communicate. When in reality, and I will keep repeating this till the cows come home, because I really need to get it through my thick skull, communication is not words. It is body language. It is tone. It is so much timing, so fucking much timing. Like all this relationship shit, man. This is why I say fumbles are impossible. You can't fumble. It wasn't your time. It's not your turn. That's like saying, oh my god, I fucking failed this RPG because the boss's turn killed me. I'm like, you didn't fumble, man. It was just the boss's turn. He was supposed to kill you. You were dead from like turn 5 turns ago. Whatever. But see, the thing is, you can't really worry about shit like that. Like shit like validation, like fumbling, like what are they gonna think? What stories are gonna tell about this situation? You have to play the idiot. You have to make them think that you didn't think anything about what happened. You have no thoughts, head empty, super dumb, Nintendo music playing in brain at all times. Because that's playing a different game. You're playing a game outside of the game. It's kind of like what I had to do with my brain was essentially step outside of it. Like, I am a highly neurotic, highly thought-provoking, I don't know, I think a lot. Whatever the fuck we're going to call that. High-functioning psychotic, if whatever. But because of this, because my mind doesn't stop, because the inner dialogue goes, I have to take a step outside of it. It's so easy for me now because I've built the muscle to just take a thought and be like, yes, you thought that thought. Do you want to think about it more? Yes, no. And then the little dialogue tree pops up and I'm like, no. And then I'll like put that down. I'm like, think about that later. And then I'll put it into the river of thoughts. And then I'll get my fucking chair, sit it down, and then I will just watch the river of thoughts. And I'm like, I do not identify with any of these. I'm just looking at them. This is just an observation. And when you do this, I've noticed that you can kind of connect this skill into sort of like other people's lives. So I've been reading a lot of nonfiction. And when you read the nonfiction, they sometimes have the main characters, like if it's first person, they sometimes have the main character's thoughts in the dialogue, right? And I'm learning to like sort of separate that in their head for them, you know, or read an autobiography of someone's life compared to, you know, where they went and stuff. And you can separate their thoughts, how they were thinking. You can decide how you were thinking. This is a great way to build perspective and not win arguments, but I guess gain more understanding in arguments. Because I feel like if you're more well versed in the human experience, it'll just help you be more empathetic. You know, you can unlock the skill of empathy, just like Ian at age 30. Oh Christ, that whole situation is crazy. I might go over that a little bit. I don't want this to be a drama channel primarily. I have talked a little bit about the Cinder stuff because I do like VTubers, and I am working on a VTuber thing, so I don't mind talking about that. But yeah, iDubbbz is crashing out. If you guys didn't know, if you're not in that space, I used to watch him a lot back in the day. Of course, not too much anymore because he's kind of just making slop content. But Kickstarter crap was like the last good thing he really produced besides Content Cop. Back to the topics here. Yeah, play the idiot. Just don't give him a reaction, guys. That's all people want, honestly. Because like I said, communication, body language mostly, you know. A lot of it's tone, and then like maybe 3%, whatever the fuck is the actual words, right? So, knowing this, we have to relax whenever somebody, you know, just gives us a random shit test or whatever the fuck. Like, I automatically notice, and this is so fucking funny, right? I automatically notice whenever I have a friend or a fan who wants to, you know, just have me around for my presence. I have an actual friend that cares about me. It's way different. And this is just one signifier. Of course, there are different factors, and you kind of got to read the room. But in general, okay, I'm not going to say 110%, but this is usually correct in my book. If someone ever, like, maybe first or second day meeting you, they start insulting you, or, you know, making sly jokes about you. Sometimes motherfuckers will even do this the first, like, conversation with you, and then they just start hurling insults and be like, ha ha ha. You don't want to be around that person. That's not a real friend. They like the presence and the idea of you, because I don't think I've ever met someone I did not know and wanted to make a good impression on, and immediately tried to bring them down to where I felt. Like, that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense at all. So you think if this is how they treat the ones they love, you don't even want to be in that group, but you are not automatically. And take that however you want. You know, like, maybe you can build that relationship with this person. Maybe they're just a jokey kind of person. You know, I've met a couple people who are just jokey kinds of people. And honestly, the context matters a lot. Because if it's a really funny joke that you just kind of deserved, I mean, like, sure, you know. And then I often overblow this way because, you know, sometimes you're around in a group of friends and somebody else makes a joke and they laugh along. This is also why I really do hate group conversations nowadays. They get too much. Often in group conversations, I just end up listening to people. I just end up sucking dick, you know? I'm the yes man. I'm the person who makes sure everyone else is engaged. I just add little platitudes, like a commentary fucking movie or something. Like, it's retarded. So when I'm one-on-one, I feel like I can really get to the root of things. I feel like I'm really unpacking things with people. And I I'm gonna try to hold my conversations back because I feel like, you know, sometimes people don't want to be challenged like that. You know, it's fucking like, come on, man, it's a Friday, chill out. Why are you asking me about the meaning of life? But I like that. That's kind of the only conversation I really find pleasure from nowadays, which is sad. Just sad. Because the mundane has value. The mundane has significant value. And a lot of people miss that. For the simple fact that we are given so much of it. And all of today is catered to it. I don't know about Japan, but definitely in America, we're all catered to the lowest common denominator, to the idiots, to the retard cult. And the more and more that's happening, the more and more we think, well, not we think, but, you know, just people who have elevated past that think that it has, you know, just poisoned the culture. When in reality, that is the culture. It's just being shoved down our throats. You know, it's like people don't even want respect anymore. Like, they just want the debaucherous shit to get the attention, to get the money. And that's what's being thrown in our faces. You guys don't realize the world really isn't like that. If you step outside, we're all not retards. But reality would convince you otherwise. Or at least internet reality would convince you otherwise, right? So, we can combat this. We can combat this. A lot of people will come at you with your inherent judgments and all this stuff, because you can't stop the judgments. Whenever you judge, you don't got to portray it. You don't got to be like, I saw you do this. Crash out is so unnecessary. You know, the power of silence and a smile is like bro, 999 damage. You hit damage cap with that shit. When someone says something vile to you and you smile at them and you don't say anything, bro, they crash out. In fact, I witnessed that yesterday. I witnessed that literally yesterday. Coming to work, hardly anything said to me. You know what I'm saying? I always love it. Super silence. I try not to think that it's because of fear, because I am like no. One of my managers is black, and then I'm the only other token part-time black guy. We did hire a black lady, or I think she's colored. I think she's Spanish. But anyways, I like to think it's not out of fear, but, you know, hardly any words were said to me, hardly any conversations, you know, and then the first real conversation was just like, hey, DeMarcus, could you do this? While I'm literally like in the middle of finishing something up, and I just pause. I give him the longest pause of silence, and I just look at him. I just wide open look directly in his eyes after he gives me this, he's like, could you do this? And then we use it for the rest of her, she's here? I'm like, and I just look at him. Give a long pause where we must have been paused for like maybe a good 1 second, but it felt like 3 minutes. And he's like, please, Marcus. I'm like, oh, you said please? You said please, motherfucker? After I paused? See, that's the thing, guys. It's the smallest things that really trigger reactions in people. And the thing is, when we are so needy for the attention, we're thirsty for it. You know what I'm saying? I want the recognition type shit. It lets people walk over you. It lets people, you know, like it would have let him command me to do all this bullshit while I'm in the middle of something else, not even talking to me, not even concerned about my life. You know, when we're supposed to be quote unquote work friends. Nobody at work is your friend, though. Let's be real. You find the people who you actually want to hang out with, you know, text them once and twice, and that's it. You know, it's just work. You're fucking lucky they're paying you. But the thing is, when you have that pause, when you have that smile, and then just that small, like, non-reactive behavior, it signifies power, it signifies strength, and it just signifies that you are your own person. You know, that you think about what you're going to say, that you ponder your thoughts because they have meaning and they have power. A lot of people discount their own power just because they're like, I don't know, the world is so evil. And the world is very evil. It doesn't mean we can't rise above it. No, it doesn't mean we can't rise above it. But yeah, it's a crazy place. Some crazy shit we have to deal with, you know. But every day we get a little better. We get a little better at dealing with it. I feel like that's why I play this game. The progression is so good. It's so good. Like every day gaining one level, you know, one skill point. It's very fun. Of course, the graphics help. Graphics definitely help, you know. All you need to do is just, you know, be comfortable with yourself. A lot of people aren't comfortable with themselves. Like, a lot of people couldn't sit down and talk for this long to themselves. Which is sad. Like, come on, man. I know we're all interesting people, or we have the opportunity to be interesting people. We're just drowning ourselves out. We're drowning our energy out with all this gaming, all this laming, YouTube video watching. I like books, but audiobooks are becoming more and more the craze, and I feel like that's killing us too, you know? You know? But of course it all depends on what you consume. I feel like everybody consuming this, we're all gaining like fucking 800 levels of brain power, you know? We're all super smart. Super duper smart. Super duper smart. Super duper smart. And that's just dandy. So, I want you to ask yourself this question. It's a very important question. When I asked myself this question, I was like, you know what? I think it's time. And, you know, I made a couple changes because this is one of those that if you take it seriously, it can be quite life-changing. Quite life-changing. Because it's something interesting to think about. And I feel like it's something that we should all endeavor to do. You know, to be like. So let me go ahead and get into this. The question is, who would you be if you didn't feel the need to prove anything to anyone and no one expected anything from you? You hear me, man? You don't gotta prove anything, and no one expects anything. Like, literally, you have no one. No one at all. You're not doing it for her, you're not doing it for him, you're not doing it for them, you're not doing it for they. You're doing it for you. And that's how it always been. That's how it has always been. Reality is sad. In reality, nobody really cares about you. Nobody really gives a fuck. You could block everybody on social media. Nobody would reach out. You could throw your phone in the ocean. Nobody would care. And the crazy thing about that is that's how most successful people get up. That's how, like, the powerful prosper. It's that exact, like, concept. That no one's gonna care. No one's gonna see this because it just allows you to be free. It allows your grind to grow within yourself. It allows you to work with no one but God. And God will naturally lead you to where you need to be. You have to trust that. You have to trust that. The problem is, a lot of people find this thing that they want to do, they find this purpose, they find this magic, and they want to tell everybody. They want to spread the good news, and then it becomes a whole boy cried wolf thing. And you know, it just doesn't really aid anyone in the fullest extent. When you have these giant revelations, when you have these big moments in your life, just shut the fuck up. Don't talk about it. That's going to allow you to crash out. A lot of people don't realize when you talk about the goals and the objectives and the things you're doing, that's like doing it. That's like the same thing as doing it, actually. That's probably doing it more than actually doing it. Because you're putting it into someone else's mind. You just cut it from your mind and pasted it in their mind. And guess what it's going to do in their mind? They're going to be like, well, we wipe that shit. Usually, you know, and if you find someone who doesn't wipe that from their mind and they're constantly asking you about it and they're trying to cultivate it in you, please keep that person around you. Please. Because, that shit ain't gonna last forever. It shouldn't unless it's cultivated. If this person keeps doing it and you're not giving it back to them in some way, watch yourself. Watch yourself. You may be in the hands of a mean girl or a mean guy. Nothing in life is free. No love is unconditional, except mine. And you have to realize that most people aren't here for you just to be here for you. Like, that sounds crazy, but like, your parents are gonna do that because they have to. Your friends are gonna, your family, your family's gonna do that because they have to. But you know, your friends are chosen family, the ones you get to choose. So don't be mad when you choose wrong, and you will choose wrong. We all do, because there's a fucking surplus of shitty people today. Shitty people are fucking you open your floorboards as a shitty person. You fucking look at the walls as a shitty person. You fucking look up as a shitty person. Fucking in that plane as a shitty person. Drive by in the car, there's two shitty people. Like, what the fuck? You try to find a good person who leads with courage, love, strength, determination. Actual healthy confidence instead of narcissism, because narcissists rule nowadays, especially in America. Like, we are the me generation. We are the individualistic society. And it helps so much to just think, man, I am the shit all the time and everybody wants to fuck me constantly. It aids you. It's actively detrimental to your mental health to think like a normal person and actually give to people and expect to be given back. That's not how companies think. That's not how every big conglomerate thinks nowadays. Why would you think like that? The world is evil, so to survive, we have to be a little bit evil. A little bit evil. And you know, who really likes doing that? I know I don't. If you do, you're probably not watching this. You probably listen to it as a podcast. You know, only evil people listen to podcasts. I would know I am an evil person. Yeah. Oh, you gotta get rid of these labels though too, man. You gotta get rid of these labels. There are no good and evils. I feel like the betrayal, you know, that's a big label. If you are someone who betrays or has betrayed in the past, a betrayer, that's a label we can put on people. But good and evil, because there are good reasons to betray. There are bad reasons to betray. You know, it's all conditional. The world is not so black and white, you know. It's definitely not. It's definitely not. I know racism is a thing. We all know racism is a thing, especially if you're of the darker variety. But I feel like there's even nuances to something like that. Like, you know, this whole, you can't be racist against white people. You know, like, what are we talking about here, guys? What are we actually talking about? Like considering someone better in general is stupid. We should all be looking for merit. We should all be looking for the amount of love and value they bring to our lives. We should all be looking to grow and elevate others, no matter the race. But that's not how society is structured nowadays. It's not structured for helping your fellow man. It's structured to play Mario Bros and fucking act like everyone's head is a Goomba. Hop on these motherfuckers, you know? That's the way it's structured. You can fight back against that. Actively build a community. But like I said, guys, shitty people are cultivated. They are planted in the ground at youth. And every day, some shitty person just puts a little watering can and fucking... Come on, my pretties! Pretties, my fucky flowers! Come on, my little flower fuckheads! Grow bastards! Crazy shit, I know. But it is the state of our world. And we gotta be, you know, hella informed. Always. Just to know what bullshit going on, because you don't wanna follow someone else's, you know, perspective or story on it. At least I don't. I always, whenever it's a topic that I actually care about, I always like to get maybe at least like like 3 or 4 takes on it before I decide to bring it out into the real world, because a lot of people will just like read a headline and start talking about it in real life, and that like scares me so much. I've seen it recently. I've seen it, and I'm like, you just don't have all the details, and you're just gonna spread this out to someone, and so they don't have all the details. I've caught myself doing that many times, where I'll just hear something from someone, and I won't like, it won't come on my feed at all or my algorithm, so I'll take that as law, basically what they said. And then just the lack of care for things, you know, is just bad nowadays, because there's just so much coming at us. Like, how can we care about it all? This is probably like the 4th YouTube video you've watched today. You don't even remember the other 3. Like, what are we doing here, guys? What are we doing? We should always just bring it back to peace. Bring it back to solitude. I feel like that will really help. I preach meditation almost every damn episode, but I'll preach it this time too, man. A little 10 minutes a day. If you want to start on meditation, do like 2 minutes, do 30 seconds, you know, whatever you can. And I say the main thing with meditation to get like true transformative growth, you want to try to do it twice a day, doesn't matter how long, at 2 different times, maybe one time in the morning, one time in the night, one time before 12, one time after 12. And just constantly build on time. I'd say the best, like that sweet spot amount of meditation for me is 30 minutes. It's 30 minutes. 30 minutes is like the best I can do. And then once you get past 30 minutes, it just is like, it's unproductive. It's unproductive silence time. I might fall asleep, you know? So that's what you want to build up to. 30 minutes twice a day. You do that for like 3 months. Transformation, for sure. For sure. But see, here's the thing, guys. It's going to take a long time to get up there. If you build it up from 30 seconds, you know, 30 seconds for maybe like 2-3 weeks, and then you're like, I can do 30 seconds. I'll do a minute now. I'll do 5 minutes now. If you build it up like that, you will be to 30 minutes. Maybe 6 months, 7 months or so. So this is like a year-long process, essentially, is what I'm saying. But meditation will bring you more understanding of yourself so that you can use that understanding and bring it to other people. The problem with this is a lot of people do like half the steps, and then once they're like, yes, I've understood a little bit about myself. Now I know everything. Now I know it all, and I'm the man, and everyone must listen to me, and I am an awakened individual. Bruh, you don't know shit. You haven't controlled shit. You haven't learned shit. The thing is, all the meditation does is just allow us to be a vessel for things to come into. Because that's why we're all fucked. We have all this fucking information in our minds. So when you come in and you think I know everything about myself, I'm the most controlled, awakened individual, all you're doing is inherently portraying the fact that your ego has taken over. Yeah, like all you are is ego now. You've taken everything, you've taken all that bullshit super stuff out, and now you are literally just ego. And that helps nobody. Ego is supposed to be there, but it's supposed to be like leashed, tied down, controlled. That's the purpose of it. So when you do this, stay silent. Don't tell anybody. Don't portray yourself as some awakened. Don't portray yourself as above anybody, because they're not doing it. You know, who cares? We're all just humans, and everyone has a choice. You know, to be lost or to have purpose. It's a choice. It's a choice, and no one should be forced into it. You know what I'm saying? Unless you are truly an individual that deserves recompense. You know? You force yourself into that shit. Can't control anybody else, man. Can't control anybody else. I know me personally, I definitely prefer silence over applause, so I have not been telling anybody about anything. You know, I'll just grow. Maybe I'll show. You know. We're done here. That was the need to be seen, people. I love you. Subscribe and like, and I will see you next time.